name is Phyllis King. I'm the Common Sense Psychic, and I welcome you to my video. And I welcome you to my office, which is where I do everything. I broadcast my radio show from TalkZone.com here. I do my telephone readings. I write my books, my articles, everything happens here, so why not my video? I am called the Common Sense Psychic because I love to use common sense in conjunction with my intuitive readings. The two vibrations are very similar. Psychic intuition just takes it up a notch, but common sense is indisputed. These are the simple truths that we all access at any given time during the day to impact our lives. But the other part is I love to give practical, down-to-earth, take with you tools and practices to assist you in your life. So my readings are always colored with how to, let's bring this into real world situation. Let's make the intangible as tangible as we possibly can and make these concepts work for us. So that's why I'm the Common Sense Psychic. Now I have been practicing professionally for 29 years. But I have had my earliest memories of the intangible becoming tangible between the age of 5 and 6. And at this time, this experience I had was of dancing beings in my house. And I don't have any other language to describe it than that. They were white wisps of energy, formless, moving around my room with incredible speed and grace, quite frankly, entertaining me. And as a 5 or 6 year old, you don't discern what's happening to you. It just is what it is. And if no one ever talks to you about these levels, then you kind of keep it to yourself as well. It's just kind of one of those things. Now, as I got into my early teens, I began to have experiences with precognition, and mostly through my dreams. Not unlike what you've seen on the television show Medium. I would be having a dream of explicit detail, and I would awake only to find shortly thereafter that the events in my dream would transpire. Very interesting period of time for me. And again, never spoke about it, never talked about it. However, a turning point came for me in my life at 19. A friend of mine died in a car accident, and this was not a close friend, it was someone in my circle of friends, and this person appeared to me. And during this visitation, which was, by the way, beautiful and incredible, and he looked fantastic, and I had no sense I needed to be afraid, and awareness was placed in my space at that time that life didn't end, and there was much more to the physical experience than what the 5 senses tell us. And so I was compelled at that point to really try and understand my innate skills and to understand everything about metaphysics and the unseen part of life as I possibly could. And so that has been my life's work to date and continues to be. Now, as a psychic reader, I love to read. It is a blessing, it is a gift, and it is a spiritual event for me, and it is also a sacred event for me. I never look into the energy of someone who does not ask me to do so, because when I look into your space, I see the hopes, the dreams, the fears, the insecurities, the flaws, all of it. And that is an incredible trust that someone gives to me. Even if they don't believe it as much as I believe it, I still have that type of ethical concern about the way I view people's energy. And I don't look at people's energy all the time. You know, I could have my hairstylist or any number of people say, "Oh, Phyllis, oh, you're looking at me. I bet you can see what a mess my life is in." You know, not really. Although my intuition is turned up high speed most of the time, when I'm off the clock, just like you at your job, I'm off the clock. And I might pick up something here or there inadvertently, but I'm not looking at everybody's energy. I'm not a voyeur in that respect. And truly, when people want to make progress and they want to have the validation spiritually from a psychic reading, it needs to be a cooperative effort if there's really going to be anything positive to gain from the experience. And the other thing is people will say, "Aren't you tired after reading all day and being in that trance? You're so drained." kind of like what you'd see Whoopi Goldberg on Ghost as a medium. It doesn't work that way for me. In fact, it's the exact opposite. I am energized by the experience, talking about spiritual principles, looking at the essence of someone aside from the personality and the ego. For me, that's the closest I get to source on any given moment of my life, and it's a fantastic experience. Granted, if I'm sitting in my chair all day, you know, my bottom gets a little sore from being in that position, but the rest of me is doing great. So if you are interested in having a psychic reading, I'm more than happy to tell you about finances, love, relationships, career, health, whatever. It's all energy. I just look at it without judgment, without any other preconceived notion about what it needs to be, should it be. I just look at it and tell you what I see. And often when I give a psychic reading, I use the language, this is what the energy says to me, because it's just energy and I just say what the energy says to me and interpret it in that manner. Now, I have my latest book. This is my second book, and this is called A Psychic Perspective, 10 Steps to More Love, Wealth, and Personal Happiness. And in this book, this gives the foundation, the basics, the principles of metaphysics and how they work, and obviously how you can create more in your life in love, wealth, and personal happiness, but also how to overcome challenges in your life. And it gives it the information to you, of course, in a very practical, down-to-earth, common sense, this is how you get it done. And if you're interested in that, or you know someone who might benefit from these principles, I invite you to pick up the book and share it with someone. As well, if you'd like a psychic reading, I'd love to hear from you. And my website is phyllisking.net. And I love just hearing stories as well. If you just want to share a story or ask a question about psychic principles in general, I love those as well. And of course, my weekly broadcast on talkzone.com. It's live 11 on Wednesdays Pacific time. And if you're in Central or Eastern, it's just add the extra hours on accordingly. So I invite you to find out more about me if you're interested. Enjoy my book if you're interested, and tune into the talk show if you want to have fun with that. I do psychic readings on the air, and I have wonderful guests who are really pioneers in the field of metaphysics. So it's really a lot of fun. So thank you very much for tuning into my video. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a fabulous day.